I came home exhausted, broke, and hanging on by a thread, and my wife was standing in the living room, silently packing her suitcase. No yelling, no tears, just one sentence that shattered everything I thought I was building. I want a divorce. She left when my life was collapsing. What she didn't know was that walking away would cost her everything. Before we go any further, if you've ever been abandoned when you needed someone most, if you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, or written off, hit like, subscribe, and settle in, because this story isn't just about loss. It's about patience, it's about justice, and it's about the quiet kind of revenge that hits the hardest. It was just after 6 when I walked into our house. Phone dead, investor call failed. Another day of pretending I wasn't drowning. I dropped my laptop bag by the door, waiting for something familiar. The TV, a wine glass, her voice. Instead, I saw my wife standing in the living room, Madison, folding clothes into a suitcase with cold, surgical precision. "Going somewhere?" I asked. She didn't look up. "I want a divorce." No build-up, no hesitation, just done. I stared at her like my brain had short-circuited. "Why now?" She crossed her arms. "Because everything in my life is falling apart, and I need something that isn't." That's when it hit me. She wasn't scared. She wasn't sad. She was finished. I reminded her of the loans I paid off, the art studio I funded, the years I carried us while she found herself. She shrugged. "You're clinging to a dead idea." That word, dead, stuck in my chest. When I asked if there was someone else, she paused just long enough to answer wrong. "No." She rolled her suitcase to the door. I didn't beg, and she knew I wouldn't. The door clicked shut behind her, and the silence that followed felt alive, sharp, watching, waiting. That night, I didn't cry. I drank. Not to forget, but to numb the edges. Emails stacked up, final notices, rejections. The startup I built from nothing was gasping for air. But even then, something inside me hardened. This wasn't heartbreak. It was insult. She didn't leave in chaos. She left strategically, when I had the least power to fight back. 2 days later, my co-founder sat across from me in our half-empty office. "I'm pulling out," he said. "Another lifeboat, another quiet exit." I watched him walk away without raising my voice. People don't betray you loudly. They do it when they think you're too weak to notice. In court, Madison sat beside her lawyer, calm, prepared. They wanted half my company. I surprised everyone. I gave her the house, the car, everything. All I kept was the company, the thing she called dead. I walked out broke, but intact. 3 days later, I was living out of my car. Then my phone buzzed. Her sister, Nicole. "If you need a place, my couch is open." She didn't pity me. She just made space. And that changed everything. She fed me, listened, believed. Not in the company, in me. Slowly, quietly, I started rebuilding. One client took a chance, then 2, then 6. The company didn't explode back to life. It survived. And survival is louder than failure. The first real profit hit my account one October morning. I stared at the screen until it felt real. That night, I told Nicole I loved her. She smiled and said, "I was wondering when you'd catch up." Then my phone buzzed. "Madison, we need to talk." She showed up at my office days later, shaking. She confessed everything. The affair, the manipulation, how my co-founder used her to siphon clients. She expected anger. She got silence. "I didn't destroy you," I said. "You just made sure I had nothing left to stand on." She left in tears. I didn't chase her. I didn't scream. I didn't post. I called a lawyer. The evidence was airtight. Court was quiet when the verdict landed. My former partner lost everything. Licenses revoked, damages paid, career burned to ash. I felt no joy, only relief. Justice doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it just lets you breathe again. Months later, Madison knocked on my door. She wanted another chance. I gave her honesty instead. You left when I was bleeding, and you came back when I healed. She understood, and she walked away for the last time. I proposed to Nicole with a simple ring, no flash, just truth. She said yes before I finished speaking. We married quietly. No audience, no performance, just peace. Here's what I learned. Revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it waits, builds, and lets life deliver the verdict. Now, I want to ask you, when Madison finally confessed, was it the right thing or too late to matter? Let me know in the comments. And if this story hit something real inside you, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us. More stories are waiting.